Well, I'm 13 years old, sitting around a friend's pool, parents and kids there, and I'm over with the parents, and one of the parents asked me, "Hey, Chris, what do you want to do with your life? What are you going to do? What do you think you want to be?" I was like, "Man, that's easy. I want to be a school teacher and a coach. I want to do high school." And she's like, why would you say that? And I'm like, well, I want to have my summers off. Teachers get the summers off, and then I can coach. And, everything's really cool with teachers because then I have my, holidays and weekends and all that. I'm able to be off and I can be with my family. And they all chimed in. I felt like they were all like, but Chris, man, why would you want to be a teacher? Like, it's not glamorous. They're going to go year round, so you're not going to get your summers off. You're not going to, being a coach, that's a lot of work, and you don't get paid a lot, and you don't want to be a teacher. And I'm like, man, bam, right? So now let's go. What do I talk about here, right? It's like, I don't recall saying, "Hey guys, I want to be a school teacher because I want to make millions of dollars." I was like, I want to be this, but they didn't. They had their own opinion, and I took someone's opinion to be mine, and it's kind of how my life kept going. So remember that story now. I want to be a teacher and a coach. What's your own? Now let's go. I'm 35 years old. And I'm introduced to yoga. People say, "Hey," and I didn't want to do yoga because, yoga, it would be embarrassing. Yoga's and so I had someone who was like, they pretty much challenged me saying that I couldn't do it and I wasn't tough enough. And I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm in. So I'm excited. I'm anything I do, I want to have the right gear, right? So if I'm playing football, baseball, basketball, soccer, I got to have the Umbros, basketball, I got to have my Nike, and football, I had the bike. I just made sure that, I was geared up, right? So I'm like, what do I wear? She's like, I just wear a pair of shorts and t-shirt that you're comfortable in, and, make sure you drink a lot of water, and, this is a hot yoga class, Bikram, right? So, that morning I wake up, I go and I'm like, all right, you got to get ready for yoga tonight. So it's game time, right? So I'm thinking game ready. So I grab my favorite pair of basketball shorts for a game. It's my Mississippi State Bulldogs, maroon, shiny, big white stripe. Got the big waistband, and I got the draw cord hanging out, perfect. Then I grabbed one of my t-shirts that I cut up and kind of wear them under my my tank top that I wear in a game because it's comfortable. It's a cotton shirt, and then I don't need socks or shoes or anything. So I'm like, okay. So I grab a towel, and I grab a pack of gum, my watermelon chewing gum, and then I throw in my Gatorade, orange. That's how we go. Orange Gatorade. I'm ready to go. Go out the door, go to work. It's time to go. So I get in my car, drive down, and I get there a little early like I'm told. And, they're like, first time, fill it out. I go in the dressing room, I change, get out of my work stuff. I throw on my Mississippi State Bulldogs game shorts, my t-shirt, take a piece of that watermelon gum, pop it in, grab my towel, my Gatorade, remember now it's orange Gatorade, and go, and I grab my mat. Now this is the big piece, right? The yoga mat. That's where it all happens. So I walk in, and I didn't tell you, my yoga mat is pink, right? So I had a friend that asked me when I was going to do yoga, or tried to get me going. I wouldn't go. And so she bought me a yoga. So I'm gonna buy you a yoga mat. I'm like, great. She goes, what color do you want? I'm like, I don't care, any color, because I'm like, I'm never gonna use it. And so that's all I had. So I walk in, pink yoga mat, maroon shorts, white t-shirt, all cut up, and chewing my gum, my orange Gatorade, my beach towel over my shoulder. And I tell you, I wish I could remember if I had my headband or not, but I don't think I did, so I won't throw that in. But anyway, talk about who doesn't belong. I didn't belong. I didn't feel like I belonged. So I go in, the instructor's like, hey, first time? Okay, you're Chris, yeah. And I said, where should I go? And she's like, just right here is good. And I said, oh, no, I should probably go to the back and sit in the back corner or something. And she's like, oh, no. Right here's good. This way, when I'm telling everybody what to do, you can, if you get lost, you can kind of see who's next to you and do that, so you can see what poses they're doing versus if you're back in the corner. It's just, trust me, it's right here. I'm like, okay. She goes, plus as it gets hot in here, just open the door and the air will come in, and if you think you're gonna pass out or something, you can just sit down and you'll be fine. I'm like, all right. So, and she takes a step, turns away, then she turns back around, she goes, oh, and she puts her hand right in front of my face. And I was like, and then she does little one of these things, it's like, gum. I was like, oh yeah, where do I put, no, just gum, just give me it. And I'm like, okay. So I spit the gum in her hand and we were all good to go. So, I take class and it's hot and I'm like, man, I can't wait to get down to the ground so I can kind of relax. And, we're not supposed to drink water right away. So I'm holding off. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hold off. I'm sweating. I'm like, oh man, don't pass out. And she said, if you drink water, don't distract the other people. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm not gonna drink until I get on the ground. So finally, we get down on the ground, and I didn't pass out. I made it. I'm like, okay. And so I go and I'm like, oh, I can have my Gatorade now. So I twist it open. Now this room's hot, right? It's like 110 degrees, and then it's humid. It's like, they say 30 or 40, but it was like 100% humidity. I was like in South Florida in the summer, St. Louis in the summer, just hot. And so I'm like, oh, that Gatorade now. And I go and I take a drink. Man, that's the hottest Gatorade I've ever had in my life. And it was like, oh my goodness, like, what was I thinking? So, I get down, we start doing these things, and the whole time, like, my shorts keep falling down as we're bending our legs up, and I keep like pulling them up because these are long shorts and they're going all the way down to my hip. And so, if I had tan lines, like you would see, it'd be, but I was just white. But the whole time I'm embarrassed doing this, and we finally get through and it's done, and I'm like laying there in Savasana, and the whole time all I can think is like, man, I can't believe that these short. But I was like, I'm sold. Like, I love this thing. That's what a work. Like, I just stood on this mat, not running up and down, and my heart rate got up, and it was hot and sweaty, and it's like, okay, this is good. And my back felt good after doing all these things. I'm like, I'm in. So I go up to the instructor and I'm like, hey, after I'm like, class, that was great. I said, I'm sorry about my shorts. She goes, yeah, probably need to wear something underneath or tighter shorts, small. And I was like, where would I go get shorts? So she gave me some places. So I went. I really couldn't find anything. So I'm like, man, someone's got to make some shorts that I can wear to do yoga or play basketball, and so this kind of idea came, right? Now let's go. Now I'm 44 years old. Been taking yoga for a while. This is when life gets hard. What's your own? Going through life with just living one day at a time, whatever happens, that's what I'm supposed to do. Never really asking yourself, what do I want to do? What do I want? What does Chris Warmbold want to do with my life? I've never asked that question. Only thing I ever really knew I wanted to do was play basketball. Like that was it. I wanted to play basketball, and I worked harder than anybody. Like I was like, I'm on the floor, I'm shooting, I'm running, I'm working out. Like I wanted to be able to dunk a basketball. I wanted to play on a team, you know, and that was my, like, I just loved being on it. And it was not like, it wasn't anything. But with anything else, I just never knew what I wanted to do. And, you know, I got other stories but, you know, I had one dad tell me one time, man, too bad you can't get paid to play basketball. Well, there were a lot of things I could do around basketball, but so anyway, so I'm sitting here like just 44 years old, and man, I just haven't had a job I've ever really wanted to. I always felt like something was missing, and even my mentors and my supervisors would always be like, "Man, Chris, we really like you, and we want you to move up, but it's like you're missing something. Like something's not right." And you know, and I used to always point fingers and blame other people and be like, "Oh, this person doesn't like me. Oh, this happened, versus, man, it's on me, coach. My bad. Like, my bad. I messed up." And I finally realized it's on me. Like, it wasn't anybody else's fault except mine. Like, I didn't know what I believed in. I was empty. I was just lost. And, you know, and I'm walking my dog, and my whole life was like in front of me, like, man, what are you doing? Like, what's your purpose, man? And I'm just like frustrated, and it was really hard for me. And I'm like, on paper, you saw me, people would think, man, Chris is great. Like, I want his job. And literally, my insides were so beat up, they were starting to come up, right? They were coming up, like I could feel it, like I could see it. I looked in the mirror, and I'm like, man, I am not good. Like, people can just look inside me and say, man, Chris is messed up, dude. He's not good. And I didn't know what to do to turn it around. And I knew I had to do something. I had to give up all the things that made me feel good, because I had some inner work to do, and I had to feel the pain. And, you know, there's things that I did to cover that I gave up. And I knew it was going to be hard. It was going to be like, not tomorrow. It was a couple years. Like, this is going to be a journey. And this is November 2013. You know, and I woke up sometime in that month, and I woke up, and I had gone in my closet that night, and I had grabbed my favorite pair of basketball shorts, my favorite compression shorts, my favorite pair of underwear, and put them all together, and they were on my kitchen counter when I woke up in the morning. They're these white and gray shorts with my Jordan compression shorts, and then my bikini type briefs, right? Just all sewn together. And that's where it started. It was like, you know, and it took me another year before I finally jumped. So 2014, November, I'm like, whew, I'm out. I'm going, right? Here's where it is. And, you know, it was, man, it was a tough time for me. Like, I was, and you know, finally through all this self-work and everything, like years of this, right? 2013, 14, now it's 15, 16, now we're in 2017 today, right? 3 years. And all this reading and research and self-talk finally caught up to me, and I'm like, man, you got your own, man. You got your own. It's not yoga, it's not basketball. Man, it's you having a purpose. And guess what? 1984, 83, 13, 14 years old, I want to teach and coach. 2017.